Hello, Donald Mackerel Gaming. I'm going to try and make a very quick VR video to another normal Yorkshireman who's just done a video echoing probably my most famous video, the one where I took down CeX. Now, where nothing happened, where I called out CeX for sending me incorrect games, sending me damaged games, zero quality control, bad boxes, bad inlays, bad cases, missing manuals, discs that look like they've been dragged over a bloody cheese grater, all that sort of guff. Going back to the store multiple times, the mileage there and back, because I live in the middle of blooming nowhere, paying to park, my time, all that sort of stuff. Put it out there. The only response I got was bots coming on to this is genuine. You can go and check my video. I forget which one it is. It's blooming heck. Months ago, bots coming onto my account from CeX trying to discredit me, trying to call me a liar, saying that the video was faked. I was literally opening the stuff on camera. And they was like, oh, this is obviously fake, blah, 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 blah. And they were going, oh, that isn't too bad. There's a war on, don't you know? You should be concentrating on the war. Don't worry about your blooming games that you're buying. Honestly, it was just horrendous, non-stop. Yorkie, he's always said, like, we were chatting before he started making his YouTube stuff, and he's always been sort of not anti-CeX, but he'd prefer to go to an indie store. I think since he started using CeX for some of his rarer titles, he's realised just how bad it can get. And yeah, my heart goes out to you, mate. It does go out to you. Sorry for the wobble there. I just touched the tripod with my feet. But sorry, mate. I really do feel for you, especially getting that sort of crud. Because as he said, there's nobody in there that seems to have any knowledge about games. They just, whatever. I'll tell you what annoys me. This is genuine as well, and Yorkie will back me up on it, because I got in touch with him the second it happened. I took a load of games to CeX the other day to trade in. All of them decent, all of them played, all of them worked. The one game, which was, oh God, Lego Star Wars 2, I think it's called like the Complete Saga or the Original Collection or something like that. For the PS2, I think it trades in for like 80 pence. It had a tiny scratch on the disc. So first thing I did when I got home, after picking it up, I buffed it up, made sure you could barely see it, and I was like, oh, let's have a look. I'll make sure it works. I put it in my PS2, worked fine, no worries. I thought I can definitely take that to CeX, because I wouldn't want to rip anybody off. I wouldn't want anybody to buy a game, get home and go, it doesn't blooming work. So yeah, I take this big bundle of games into CeX. CeX accepted all the ones that were absolutely mint, pristine condition. That one with the tiniest of scratches. In fact, there it is. Oh, it's that one, the original trilogy. Tiniest of scratches. Let's have a looky. So, this is, in fact, Yorkie's on the screen there, look. This is why I'm doing the VR to him now. You tell me if you can see a scratch on that anywhere. There's literally nothing, because I buffed it down to nothing. Like I'm looking at it now and I can't see the scratch. That's how good it is. Took it into the store and the guy was like, no, sorry, we can't accept that. I said, why? And he said, it's got a scratch on it. So, all right, whatever. Rest of the games I got like 49 quid for in trade, which is another good point Yorkie raised. They are good for that. You can take your stuff there and they'll just give you a price for it in trade voucher. Cash is awful. Never go cash at CeX. Like, just sell it privately. What are you doing? But yeah, gave me a good trade voucher. I bought some games, opened them up. They all work. I've tested them all. There's scratches all over the place. Way worse than what I received. Like, what? How does that work? Who's sitting there going like, well, we won't accept your scratches. We'll take your mint games, but as soon as we get them, I'm just going to scrub them against this wall and then put them back in the box, because we can't sell mint ones. That's impossible. But yeah, I don't understand that. But the other thing that Yorkie raised was, it's not just CeX. It is everybody. Everybody's seen my Vinted video. Everybody. The people that watch my channel have seen my Vinted videos. They've seen me complaining about not just what sellers list as very good, like discs with splits down the middle. In fact, have I thrown it away? Oh my God. I'm just going to check. Have I still got yeah, I've still got the disc. So this was listed as very good on Vinted. The box was foobarred anyway. Look at this. at the top, that is not even a scratch there. That is a split. The disc is actually split. It can't read. It's completely gone. Listed as very good. Why? And if you try and complain, if you try and go like, look, I'm not happy with this, you've sent me a damage game, they just go, oh, well, it's your problem now. So you go, all right, I'm going to return it to you. And they go, fine, you've got to pay the return postage. So you've paid for the postage to get to you, and then you've got to pay for the postage for it to get back to them. And then there's a chance that they'll just go, no, that's not what I've sent out. And you don't get any money. Vinted don't care. They don't get involved. It's all like AI and bots. So they don't give a monkeys. As long as they get their percentage, their buyer's protection fee, where it doesn't protect the buyer at all, they don't care. They don't give a monkeys about you. They're making money, and that's all they care about. So it's just full of scroots now. They won't send anything like packaged. You tend to get loads of parcels that's like brittle PS1 games where they wrap it in a bloody Tesco carrier bag with a bit of sellotape around it and go, well, hope it survives. Then every guy who's on minimum wage, like, probably doing like 50, 60-hour weeks just trying to feed his family. He don't care. He's just got a load of guff in a big bag. He's stamping on them, throwing them around. Gets into a shop where somebody's on minimum wage and they're like, oh, I don't know. They chuck them all on top of each other. They're all getting crushed and ruined. Vinted is awful. Vinted is absolutely awful. So that's your one alternative gone. Next alternative, eBay. eBay used to be really, really good. And eBay went like, oh, God, Vinted's getting a bit of a stranglehold of our online market here. They weren't. We need to combat them by copying them completely. So guess what's happened? All the people from Vinted have now gone over to eBay, where there's no seller fees, there's no buyer protection fees. So now you've got the worst of the worst from Vinted shipping over to eBay. It's bloody awful. eBay's protection scheme as well, that's gone downhill. It's not as good as it used to be. So I don't think eBay's a viable option anymore. And it leaves the last bastion of hope for me is online shops, which I don't really rate, because you get all these weird random online stores where to buy anything from, you've got to give them your personal details, log in via blooming Facebook, log in via Insta, log in via Twitter. No, I don't want you having my details. It's like, oh, well, here's this thing you've never heard of, this payment scheme. Just put all your credit card details in there. No, I've set up Google Pay. I want to pay via Google Pay. I don't want to use your weird, bloody obscure thing where it probably goes to some Russian drug czar. I'm not interested in it, so I don't use them anymore. And you've still got indie shops now. Indie shops used to be the place where it'd be people like me, just absolute geeks that had a passion for gaming, that worked there. And they used to be the best places to go. Sadly, now all the indie shops have died because CeX have killed them, as Yorkie's quite rightly said in his video. And what's left now are people that don't care, or opportunistic people. Don't get me wrong, there's still some great indie shops out there. The chap who was talking about in the video, that was me. I saw a pile of games. I was like, oh, Yorkie might want some of these. Sent him a picture. He's like, oh, bloody hell. So that one there, see how much it is. He's like, I might be able to get it like 15 quid delivered, because I think he'd seen one for like 10 or 11 pound on eBay. He's like, so with delivery, he goes, that's going to cost me about 15 quid. He goes, but if that one's decent and they'll do it for 15, I'd rather support an indie shop. Pulled it out, 30 quid. 30 quid for something you can get delivered to your house for £15 off bloody eBay. And there, he got the photos and everything as well, so it proved that at least if it didn't turn up in that condition, he could get some money off, or just send it back and get his money back. This place, there was front covers missing. There was there was one, it was just in a CD case. It didn't even have anything. It was just the disc in a CD case, and they wanted like nearly double the price of what he could get stuff on eBay for. So I think of the 5 games that I pulled out that he needed, only one of them acceptable, and the one that was acceptable was double the price you could get for on eBay. So that's what indie stores are nowadays. It's opportunistic people. Opportunistic, horrible, blooming people. You've also got charity shops. Going back to indie stores, I have had good experiences recently. I bought a bundle off a place called Kenny's in Sheffield, where we had a few little errors. There was a few things wrong that made me grumpy, but as Yorkie has said in his video, at least they go, I'm so sorry, have some money back, If they've sent the wrong game, mate, you keep that game, mate. Don't worry about it. I'll try and send the proper one out to you. And let's say Kenny's was the chap in charge was really, really sound. So very happy with that. There's other indie stores though where I've gone back and gone like, oh yeah, I've like literally walked out the door, turned around and come back in and gone, hey mate, I've literally just bought this. Look at the state of that disc, and they go, oh, I've sold a scene. If your business is dying and this is the way you behave, what the heck? But yeah, I wanted to go on to charity shops. They used to be a good place to get games from. Yorkie still just gets some fantastic pickups in his charity shops in his area. Where I live, it's a rough working class neighbourhood. You know, you got to fight for every penny. So sadly, those charity shops are getting rinsed on a daily basis by the bloody people that work there. I say work, volunteer. You'll have some lad with bloody purple hair and never had a proper job in his life, does one day a week, just goes in there. It's like any games that come in, any like Blu-rays or whatever, stick them to one side for me, yeah, and I'll have them. And they either steal them. I've got a future video coming up where somebody had quite obviously stolen about like 30 games from a charity shop, and they sent them to me, as we were talking about before, Vinted, sent them to me in a carrier bag from Scope. They stole the carrier bag from the place that they were volunteering at, along with the games that they'd stolen, then shipped them onto me, and half the games were knackered. Bloody hell. So, yeah, charity shops now tend to be a place where they get rinsed by the people that actually work there. So the people that are going in there, maybe to see if they can get a bargain or not, because they haven't got much money. They don't stand a chance of getting a decent deal. And on the off chance you do get a decent deal, where you go like, oh, bloody hell, they've got games here and they're only £1 each. You pull a game out, you open it up, no manual, and the disc's absolutely mullered. There's no options for us anymore now. And I just feel like nobody cares. Nobody cares about us, the collectors. And, you know, we're doing it to ourselves as well. How many people have you seen doing, again, Yorkie touched on this, where they just do a video where they walk around CEX like it's some sort of mecca for gaming. Like, oh my God, oh, look at all the games. Oh, look at this. This is the shelf of their 360 games. This is the shelf of their Xbox One games. This is the shelf of their Series X games. Here's the PS5. Here's the... I don't care. I know what games look like. Who hasn't heard of bloody CEX in Europe? I mean, like, literally, they're spreading like cancer across Europe. In the UK, definitely. Ireland, people know who they are. Went over to Poland recently. There, bloody CeX. People know what they are. We don't need to keep going like, the CeX, Nanny. They've got games. I know. Everybody bloody knows. And YouTubers, when you get your game, when you buy your copy of bloody Star Wars 2, right? If you pick that up from a charity shop and you go, found that for 50p, fine, great. What you don't want to do is go, haha, got that from CeX. £8 that is, get it from CeX. No, stop trying to promote these bloody inflate. Do you know that CeX actually bulk buys lots and lots and lots of stuff, hoards it and trickle feeds it, so you, the collector, pays over the odds? You never wondered why it goes like out of stock, and then 3 weeks later, we've got one in stock, sells for a stupidly high price. Out of stock again now. 3 weeks later, we've got another one in. Have you? Oh, God, well, wonder how that's happened. They're quite well known for just hoarding expensive stuff, so you pay more money for it due to, what's it called, FOMO, the fear of missing out. Anyway, that's my little rant. Yeah, I don't know how we can fix this. I genuinely don't know how we can fix it. CeX don't care, because they're making money hand over fist. You know, I'm probably going to get liable for slander here, but the amount of times I've been into my local CeX and seen quite obvious junkies with just bags full of stuff with like cables missing or whatever, and CeX aren't meant to accept them. They will do. They'll just go like, well, that cable, that's worth £5, and this controller, we sell them for £7. So sadly, although you were going to get £62, we can now only offer you £3. And the junkie would just go, yeah, give us a £3, give us a £3. Honestly, it's the most depressing yet slightly hilarious sight you'll ever see in your life. There's some horrendous scrote just probably trying to sell his missus's kids' toys. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know how we can fix it. CeX don't care. They are making money off mugs like us, and we're not doing anything to fix it. We're promoting them. We're promoting the very people that are destroying the market. Indie shops don't care, because I say they've been the proper people pretty much now have been driven out by CeX. The rest of them still use CeX as a price guide. Lots of my indies now don't actually have prices on the things. You just take them to the till and they'll either scan it on the eBay app or they'll scan it on the CeX app and go, that's what that is now. I mean, it's tough. It's really, really bad. Facebook Marketplace used to be fun. I don't get any joy on it now because, again, people will just scan something on the CeX app and go, I know I don't own a store. I know I don't have any overheads. I don't have any staff working for me. There's no insurance and I'm not going to give you a warranty, but I want exactly the same money that that CeX would sell that for, or eBay, where if something goes wrong, you can go like, right, I'm getting in touch. At least you get some money back, or, you know, you might have to pay postage, but at least you'll get some of your cash back. You don't get that on Facebook. You're not going to go around to Dave's house and go, I bought this off you and it's absolutely knackered. They'll just go, oh, well, slam the door. Yeah, we as a gaming community, we're destroying ourselves. And the only way we can stop it is by stopping to pay these stupid inflated prices. If you see a game that you want and you think, it's a £2 game that is, and you have a look and it's 35 quid, don't pay it. Don't buy it. Emulate it. Genuinely, I'm not normally praising people that like emulating. Go and emulate it, because the more and more we rob the system, the lower those prices are going to get, because it's going to go, oh God, these aren't actually worth anything now. Nobody wants these. And that's the only way to do it, is to just trick them into lowering their prices by just not using them. And that goes for everything. That's Vinted. Don't use it because it's full of scum. eBay, stop using it if the prices are too high. Genuinely, just don't get that FOMO. CeX, we've already talked about them. Indies, genuinely, if indies are taking the mick and they want to be the next CeX, there's one near me called GEX. Literally, they idolise them that much, they've named themselves GEX. What? That is just grim exchange. Oh, horrible. Yeah, I think the only way we can fight it is by not falling for the ploys and just emulate. If you can't afford, emulate. And if you can afford, emulate. Sodom. All right, that's it's not going to be taken very well, but that's my little rant anyway. Donald Mackerel Gaming. Don't forget to unsubscribe. Cheers, everybody.